So black girls always have the answer, but we don't seem to care when they die. One of the questions from the audience is, why do we call this the post-George Floyd moment, but not the Breonna Taylor moment? Because if we call it the Breonna Taylor moment, it looks much less like a reckoning.
Wow. You know, I think literally we call it the George Floyd moment because there was video footage and because there was this long, drawn-out 8-minute thing. And unfortunately, we have requirements for victimhood in this nation. It was something that the civil rights movement understood and used as a strategy. We need the right victim. We need the right person to get the attention and tug at the heartstrings of as many people as possible. So it says something about us collectively that we don't find that in a black woman or in a woman in general. It also says something about the uniqueness of what Derek Chauvin did and the rarity. You know, Rodney King gave us that perfect, brutal moment. Video changes things, and 9 minutes changes things, and just the peak moment of it. And sadly, but also not, like Breonna's death and murder and killing wasn't captured in that exact same way. And many other people have died. And the stories, you know, it always comes. They were drugged. Basically, they deserve to die, you know, because they weren't perfect. Give me a perfect victim. And George wasn't perfect, but his position and his timing was to capture enough people's consciousness and emotion. So I don't wish it was Breonna Taylor reckoning. I think it's out of a perverse desire on some level to kind of want to be in that position. I do understand what we're not talking about a lot when we talk about these moments, and that they're almost always men. And I think that there was something very unique about the timing and the technology that captured this slaughter that was undeniable in a way that so many times people find enough room to be able to deny, and that just was impossible here, as the verdicts, you know, have reminded us of.
Thank you for that, Baratunde. How would you answer that question, Melissa?
I don't know if there's any one answer to it. Certainly video is part of it. I'm not sure that I believe that either photography or video of Black death actually changes things. We always like to tell the story of Emmett Till because it's a triumph story. We don't like to tell the story of Emmett Till. The way that we tell the story of Mamie Till Mobley's choice to open the casket is that it pricks the conscience of America, and it shifts the feelings of black folks in the South, and by giving us that visual representation, she moves us. But we don't always put that in the long order of the lynching photographs that were sent as postcards and as souvenirs. And so the ordinariness of black suffering, the expectation that black mothers will someday weep and wail over their son's murder is so built in for us. I couldn't stop crying this morning watching the people of Ukraine. I'm watching white people with big guns protecting their house, and I felt it.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, but then I kept wondering if that is how the people of Iraq felt when we invaded. So, but we don't tell that story that way. So I do wonder, for me, listening to Breonna Taylor's boyfriend's phone call was in some ways just as hard as watching Derek Chauvin murder George Floyd. I think it doesn't fit our story. We have a story about Emmett Till. We don't tell the stories of black women who were lynched. We don't tell the stories of black women who were raped. When we do tell them, we only tell the stories of black women who are raped by white men. We don't want to talk about that in every community except for indigenous women. Rape is most likely actually to happen intraracially, white women are most likely to be raped by white men, black women most likely to be raped by black men, Latinas most likely to be raped by Latinos, that to deal with the violence against black women is to have to deal with an internal one as well as an external one, to talk about patriarchy as well as white supremacy. I think we, as bad as we are as talking about the external enemy, we're even worse when we have to talk about it internally. So I think all of those things come together.